Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. I am Pratapta, your host for the day, and I hope you guys are excited for this very particular webinar as I am. Now, I will introduce you to the speaker of the day. He is the expert of the day, Mr. Sarvesh Chopra. He is a master of technology in IT and is pursuing his doctorate in CAC. He is an IBM certified Java RAD application developer. He has published 30 plus books in the field of application development and coding. He has 15 years of experience in programming and related domains. I would also like to welcome Mr. Rishabh Sharma. He is an officer and area coordinator in Division of Admissions, Department of Tie-ups, North One, Lovely Professional University. Now, I would like to hand over the things to Mr. Sarvesh Chopra to share his insightful presentation. But before we start, I would also want to tell all the attendees that if you have any queries, you can write that down in the Q&A section that we have down here and also in the chat section. So over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very good morning to all of you. So today we are here to have a presentation on the working of Lambdas and how we work in event handling in Java. So I'm going to start with my coding section first so that I can teach you guys how we can do event handling. So I'm going to share my screen and start with the proceedings. So am I visible, Rishabh sir?
Yeah, so you're visible and your screen is perfectly visible.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So let's start. Let's open any editor of your choice. I'm using VS Code, so I'm starting with that. So I will brief you out how we begin with the Java and what is event handling. And in event handling, how we create certain components and then how we manage to work with those with those components and events. So first of all, the import statement. Import java.awt.star. This is a package which is responsible for giving us the components like button, uh, text fields, and so on. Next is import java.awt.event.star. This is a package for event handling where classes like action event and interfaces like action listener, mouse motion listener, and so many listeners are present in this package. So we will use these two packages and we'll try to create a small application and we'll see how we can do normal event handling. Then by using anonymous class, how much variations we can apply using anonymous class, and then finally how lambdas are applicable and how they are efficient, how much benefit we obtain from them. We'll discuss in detail. We'll create a separate folder to save all these coding classes, and we'll see how the event handling works and how this Lambda expression works in Java. So let's create a class. Let's say class myFrame. And to inherit in Java, we use keyword extends. So myFrame extends frame and implements action listener. So action listener is an interface while frame is a class. So I've created one class, myFrame, which is extending frame and implementing action listener. So now I'm going to create certain data members, means whatever components I want to take in my frame. So for that, I need to create text field. Let's say I've created 3 text fields, T1, T2, T3. And another component, let's say button, B1, B2, and B3. and let's say a label L1. So, sorry, label L1. So I've created 7 components here. So now I'll create a constructor, my frame, string, whatever name I want to give. So with this thing, we will try to initialize the data now. So what is T1? T1 is my text field. So T1 equal to new text field, the size of the text field. Same thing we can apply for T2 and T3. So here T2 equals to new text field, T3 equal to new text field. This is 30 is the size. You can manage the length. So now we have to initialize the button. So B1 equals to new button. Here we have to create, let's say we are going to add 2 numbers. So I'm going to create an add button. So let's say now B2, let's say we are going to create a clear button. So and B3 to exit the application. So B3 equals to new button exit. So these are the 3 buttons I've created, and let's say one label I have initialized as new label I will be changed, right? Now, how to add these components on the frame? So there's a method called as add. So one by one, I will be using a flow layout. I will tell you how to use that. So one by one, we will be adding all the components on our J frame, on our frame. I will tell you what is J frame in just a while. So add T1, T2, T3, all the text fields, and then B1, B2, and B3. So these are the 3 buttons that we have created, and at last we can set a label L1. So this is the addition of the components on the frame. So now we have to register our buttons for action listening. So B1 dot add action listener, and this is called as making the buttons eligible for listening or clicking. So B2 dot add action listener. This is important. We will work on this code when I will be applying anonymous class implementation as well as the Lambda implementation. So B3 dot add action listener. Then this. So here we have created the clicking for 3 buttons as well. Now my constructor is over. Now my class is over. Now I have to create another class to instantiate the my frame class. So I'll be taking class test my frame. Okay. And public static void main. This is very interesting for all the students who have already learned Java in their 9th and 10th, especially for ICSE students, and also for CBSE students who are working with the IT subject in +1 and +2, where they have already covered the basics of Java. But this thing is new for them, that how to work on anonymous classes and how to work with Lambdas. And this event handling, we are starting with very the least components I can take. So let's see how the output will come. So public static void main, we all know this function. This is the start button of the application, we can say. And now we have to instantiate our class. So our class name is myFrame. So myFrame will instantiate the class now. Inside the method, I'm going to create the object myFrame obj equals to new myFrame. And whatever name I want to give, I can give. Sorry. Calculator. Let me just put in this way. Now, what we can do here? So we can do obj dot set size. So let's say I'm going to take a size of 400 and obj dot set visible true, which is used to make the frame true. And the important one is obj dot set layout. That is how I want to display the contents. There are various types of layouts, but right now we will be using flow layout. So flow layout means the data, whatever way you have arranged the data, it will be displayed like that only. So let's see how this thing will behave. If there are errors, we will try to solve those errors. So we will be saving this file as test myframe.java. So let's do it. So let me go to another folder. I'll be creating a separate folder for this. So let's create another folder here. Let it be web on Lambda, web Lambda. So I've created a folder and I've saved my file with the name test myframe.java. So test myframe.java. Here we have missed one thing, that we have registered the buttons, but we have not implemented the overridden method of this interface. That is public void action performed action event AE. So we have made the buttons to listen, but what to do after clicking, that we will cover in this method. Public void action event action performed action event AE. Action event AE. This is a method which is to be overridden whenever you will be implementing the action listener interface. So this is also the only method present in that. So that's why it makes the action listener eligible for being a functional interface. So that is why Lambda can be applicable to this interface. So let's see how we can code in this thing. So we are having three buttons. So I'll be using a method called as ae.getSource. So if ae.getSource is equal to B1, means you have clicked on button 1, what to do? You know that there are two text fields where we can input any number, let's say 24, and other number is 30. So we need to convert that into integer first. So for that, I'll be taking two integers, let's say I1 and how to get data from the text field. So it will be T1, the name of the text field, dot get text. With get text, I'll be getting the text, but get text will give me string only. So I need to typecast that into integer. So for that, integer dot parse int into the whatever value T1 dot get text will give me, I will typecast that into integer and will store it to I1. So next I will be taking I2 and the same thing, integer dot parse int, and I'll be pasting this and T2 dot get text. So here I have obtained the value from text2 as well and I've converted it to an integer. So now what can I do? I can store this thing, integer I3 equals to I1 plus I2. So for better coding practice, you can initialize all this data above the classroom where we have defined all this data members. So it will be better. I'll be creating int I1 comma I2 comma I3 here. And I will be just using these variables here. So it's a better practice. So now I've created the some value in I3. I need to set it into the text 3 now. Text field 3, I need to set the value. So how to set the value? You cannot just directly put the value there. You need to convert this integer into a string now. So for that, you need to have a string. Let's say S1 equals to, you need to convert the value. So string dot value of method is used to convert a integer into string. So I3. So now we have converted an integer value back to a string. So now you can use this string to set the T3 value. So T3 dot set text whatever the string value, that is S1. So my task for B1 is complete now. So here what we are doing, we are fetching the data, whatever the user will be entering, and converting that into a integer. Again in I2, we will be storing the second integer, and then we are adding it up, and then we are setting the sum of the numbers into the text field 3. So this is one code. This is one implementation of B1. So let's see how we can manage with other buttons. So it will be a.getSource equal to B2. So let's say I want to clear the data. So how to clear the data? I can simply set the text value as, sorry, as null. So what is null? Null is the default value of any, you can say, object type. Means you can set an empty string as well, but it is better to use. So T1, T2, T3, I will be keeping them as null. So whatever data is there, it will be cleared. So T2 dot set text null. So in this case, I have just, and what I can do here is I can set the label value as well. So what L1 was there, na? L1 dot set text. Here what can I write? I can write addition, performing addition. Let's say performing addition. So this is the status which I can write on the click of the button to the value of set text. So here I can write L1 dot set text, whatever the value, means clearing the data. So clearing data. So here I'm clearing the data, and at last function I can just if a dot get source, because now what I have to implement a method to get out of the frame. So I can just write dispose. So this method is used to terminate the current frame. So we will be using this dispose method on B3, which is our exit button, right? So we have done with our code. So let's save this file and try to run the code. So save. Okay. I have to open one CMD. So let me again open a CMD. So CMD, we have to move to our folder. So it is in read write D colon, then CD. We have created a folder with the name web lambda, right? So we'll be CD web lambda, and we'll be doing that, and we'll be checking our compiler. So Java C is the compiler which is working. So Java C, the name of the file is test my frame. So test my frame dot Java. So as you can see, the file is successfully compiled, and now we'll run this app. So test my frame. See, a very nicely made calculator is there. So we can input one value here, another value here. We will add these two and we'll get a integer value. So you can say set a label as well. So it is saying performing addition. We can clear the data. We can exit the frame, right? So this is the smallest thing we can do with event handling. And now let's do it with swing. Means I'll just copy this code, Control C, and I will paste it. And now what I'll be doing, I'll be just taking it as JFrame, and I'll be importing a package called as javax.swing.star. Here, you will notice the difference between AWT and Java X dot swing. What is the actual difference in view? You will be able to notice. Here we will be using component class and get content pane to get the reference of the container, and then we will add our components. So then we will try to implement the anonymous class behavior as well. So without wasting time, let it be my JFrame, extends JFrame, and now whatever components are there, we have to suffix J with that. So this was a, you can say, advanced version of all those classes. So that's why uh, J keyword is associated with, like, there's a class text field in AWT. There will be a class J text field in Swing. So these are the things here. So again, I have to just put in J in front of these things. So here, I have used one. Now this thing will not work. You have to take a container. So container con equals to get content pane. This is the method which will enable it. And then con dot set layout new flow layout. And now you can add to this container all your components. So con dot add T1, T2, T3. So this is the basic difference between frame and JFrame. So now same rest of this procedure is same. Now to implement a particular anonymous class, what we have to do? We have to, instead of this, we have to write a whole class here. Means what we'll be doing, we'll be using keyword new and the name of the interface or the class. So in our case, right now it is action listener, and then a bracket, round bracket, and then the definition. So this thing is very important. What you have to do, you have to just replace the this keyword with these things: new, then the name of the class or the interface you are going to implement, and then round bracket, and then curly bracket, which is the definition of this thing. So what we are going to do here, we are going to again override the method public void action performed action event AE, right? So I'm just cutting it from here and I'm going to paste it here. So as you can see, this thing is done here. Same we will repeat for B2 as well as B3. So I have already created that. So let's see that file. This is the Lambda file. Or we can do in our code only, no problems. I'll be closing this file, this also, and this is our current file. Yeah. So now what we can do here is we can set, instead of this, we can again put a anonymous class. So action listener, and again I have to define this. And I have to put public static void, sorry, I have to put X listener coding. That is, if The B2 is clicked. I will be just clearing the source, right? So, and at last, I will be just deleting that. If code is B3, I will just be clearing that data. So it will be like, first of all, new, then action listener, then this, then I have to paste the code. Yeah, we are. This is the action listener perform, and this will be like this, right? So it is getting closed here. This is the bracket of the function add action listener. This is the code available here, and I have to use public void action performed action event AE here, right? So this is the definition. This is the implementation of the anonymous class I've done here, and I have closed it here as well. Yeah, so this is the if statement. This is the close of public void action performed. This is the close of the anonymous class, and then the method, right? So again, I have to do the same thing here. Let me copy this code, Control C. Just putting the code here and closing it here. This is if statement, this is action performed, and this is your, right. So we will see in our main file, in our folder, that how the things are getting stored. So let's move to our web lambda folder. You can see in the first case, when we have created test my frame Java class, when we have compiled that class, two bytecodes were generated. MyFrame.class, testFrame.class. But now let's save this file and we will notice how many bytecodes will be generated. So let's save this file as test my jframe, right? And I will be creating the object like the class name is my jframe. So it will be my jframe obj equals to new my jframe, right? So okay, one thing more I can do, I can just call this super name, just to display the name of the uh, swing component. Same thing you can do with AWD as well. So let's save this and let's notice how it will behave. So test myjframe.java. Save this file as test myjframe.java. Right? So we have saved it like this. So there is an error here. Let's see what kind of error it is. Okay, B2, B3. There's a separate class here, right? So I think now it's fine because this is the action event, right? And this is the class, right? So let's save this and move to our command prompt. So now we will be compiling our Java C test my jframe.java. So there is an error. It is saying that constructor is not matching. So we have to change our constructor name, which will be my jframe, right? Save Again, we have to compile. It is saying it is not overriding. So we have to just remove this statement because now we have implemented the anonymous class, right? So we'll save this and again we will compile. So you got the compilation right. Now please notice in our folder, there are these classes. These are called as bytecodes. You can see it is $1, $2, $3. So this is the bytecode for all those three anonymous classes that we have created in our code. So this is very important. No doubt you have now implemented the anonymous class behavior, but this is the overdue created just because of that implementation. You have not implemented the interface, you have just implemented the anonymous class, which is very good. The precise behavior is there. Buttons are actually working on according to that particular logic. But now this is the overhead obtained due to that thing. So we will notice how lambdas will take care of this thing. First of all, let's see the output. Is there any change in the output? So test my JFrame. We have just executed. See, all the things are aligned. You are getting a um, you can say heading in the calculator or the title name just by use of super. You all know that what is use of super. Super is used to invoke the base class constructor from a derived class, or any other base class properties can also be accessed. But here now it is in the constructor, it is always lying in the first line. So we have used that thing. So now let's see, let's perform the any operation here. So 23 plus 45 will give me 68. You can see the label getting changed. The data is getting cleared and we can exit from here as well. Now how to clear this button as well. You can use this as well. Now it is not coming out. You can use another property of uh, JFrame that is called as set default close operation. That is also very handy. So it will be obj dot set default close operation, and it will be jframe dot exit on close. So this is the constant I will be using here. So I'll be saving the file again and I'm going to compile this again. So I'll press Ctrl C to come out. So now you can see I'm again compiling the file, again executing. So now on exit, dispose will work, but now this cross button will also work. I'll press on it. Now I'll come out. So this is very important while dealing with the frames and J-frames, that you must know how to work with the properties and how to manage each and everything through your code. So that's why I'm writing everything and trying to explain you via the hard code method, right? There are various interfaces, there are various IDEs which help you to type and write code, but try to use code assist, but do not try to cram everything and use the uh, you can say GUI components. GUI components are okay, but as a developer, as a beginner, you need to understand each and every component, because these things are related to the real working of the components. So once you are aware that how they are aligned, how the basic things are working, then you can work on GUI interfaces and it will be very easy and everything will be meaningful. Whenever you want to draw a conclusion, you will be knowing that yes, this is the behind the scenes code. So it is very important as a student, as a beginner, to understand the basic things. So that is why I've just done this way. So now let's move and let's try to implement the same code through Lambda, right? So now what I can do, I'm just going to Control A, Control C, Control N, and Control V, right? Now I'm going to implement Lambda. So test Lambda, this thing I've just changed the name, and in the class thing, I've just said class my JFrame. Okay, let's change its name. Let's say my JFrame Lambda extends JFrame. Now I need to change this constructor as well. And I need to create the object like my JFrame Lambda. So these are the few changes that I have to do. So rest everything will be same. Now let's see how to apply the Lambda function. So what best thing will happen? Let's see. Let me just save this file as test lambda.java. File save. So it will be test lambda.java. So file is saved. So now I'm going to change the behavior here. Now how to apply Lambda? I can remove all this thing and can just implement a E here. That will be the AE. So it will be like E and a Lambda and whatever implementation I want to give. So this will be your Lambda, where you have just used an object and an arrow, which is a sign of Lambda, and then a curly bracket. If it is only one line, you can just write it along with the arrow. You no need to put this block here. But if there are multiple lines, then you need to use the block. So this is the simple thing. And what I can do here, I have to write 3 lines. So what I'll be doing, I'll be putting a E here. Instead of this code, I'll be just putting a E here and then a Lambda sign, and then whatever I want to define. And this will be the definition of the Lambda, and this will be the close. Yeah. So this is the if part, right? I'll just move it here. And at last, now see this only dispose is here. So what I can do? So I can just implement it like the action E Lambda and just dispose. So let's see how this thing will work. And I have to do some changes in the above code as well. Just wait. There is no blocking here, so I can use this like this thing. And here, let's save it as test lambda, my JFrame lambda dot, sorry, test lambda dot java. I think I've already saved. So let's press and see what errors and what things will be there. So test lambda dot java. File not found. So we have to save this file. Test lambda dot java. File save as test lambda dot java web lambda. It is saved. So let's recompile. Test lambda dot java is there. So test lambda dot java. So there are few errors. So we need to, we need to remove that code, only the implementation. Yeah, save. Things are moving. Java C. Java C is the compiler. Java is the interpreter. Test lambda. Sorry. test lambda. Yeah, output is there. Just notice one thing. Just before, okay, let me just put in here something. 44 plus 8 will be 52. You can clear this. You can exit the app, normal working. But now notice how this thing is managing. There will be no extra bytecode generation when I am using Lambda. So you can see only test Lambda is created. Let's see it very carefully. This is the crux of the webinar here. So just try to understand what factor is there. So we have first created a normal class which is called as myFrame, where I've just named the class as test myFrame. We have begun with this thing. You can notice the time, right? So at 10:28, we have created test myFrame, which is normal frame class, and we have just used action listener interface and its only method called as public void action performed action event A, and then we have used all three buttons to perform the application. So only two bytecodes were generated, my frame and test my frame. But next step, what we have done, we have created my test my JFrame, where I've just tried to explain you how swing components are different from AWT components, where in AWT there is a class like JText text field, and in swing there is a class like JText field, and so on. J button. And then we used the concept of anonymous class. But when we compiled that file, we obtained these three extra bytecodes, right? No doubt the functionality was there, but this overdue was there, right? But now when we have applied Lambda, there was no extra bytecode generation for those anonymous classes. So only the implementation of interface is there, and just you have applied the concept as well as with the efficiency. So this is the thing. So any questions regarding the use of Lambda or regarding anything related to the webinar that I've discussed? So you all guys are open to it.
We do have received certain questions, but we will cover that up in the end of the session, right? Now, thank you so much, sir, for, I think you're done with the presentation that you have, right?
Uh, yes, I don't
Yeah,
need, I think I've covered almost everything
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
the presentation and the coding part itself. I will be sharing the presentation if anyone needs it,
Right.
because this is just the live demo that I've done for all of the students. So if they
Mhm.
require the presentation, I can hand it over.
Yes, so thank you so much, sir. It was wonderful watching you talk and share your knowledge with our attendees. I hope our attendees found it very insightful. Now, I would like to request Mr. Rishabh Sharma to be on the screen and share his knowledge of Lovely Professional University with our attendees. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Pradipta ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. And firstly, I would like to thank you for such a wonderful introduction of mine. And I would like to extend my regards to Mr. Sarvesh Chopra for such an insightful presentation. So, sir, if you can please stop sharing your screen.
Sure.
Yeah, thank
Is
you,
it
sir.
done?
Yeah,
It's okay.
thank you, sir. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Right. So, without wasting much of your time, today we will be discussing about accreditations and approvals, ranking of the university, about extracurricular activities, star placements, and after that we will be discussing about the uh, eligibility of the program, scholarships, and important dates. So, let's move further. I'll be giving you the glimpse as list is long. Let's start with the it gave me immense pleasure and I feel very proud to announce that LPU got NAC accreditation of A++ with the 3.68 score on 4-point scale. I would like to add that it is highest score in first cycle of accreditation among all government and private universities. So if we talk about accreditation, as we discussed, we have NAC accreditation. We also have UGC, and under UGC, we are also having UGC approval for distance education. We have Indian accreditation from Indian Council of Agriculture, Cultural Research, ICAR, then NCTE, Council of Architecture, Pharmacy Council of India, Bar Council of India, then Institute of Town Planners. List is long. So these are few of the glimpses. If we talk about the star placements of lovely professional university, a record-breaking package of 3 crore rupees, which our student got from MNC. He is currently located at Germany. 64 lakh rupees package to Hare Krishna Mato. If we talk about 770 plus students got selected at packages of 10 lakh to 62.72 lakh, huge number in the companies like Palo Alto, in Amazon, Google, many other companies. Let's take a glimpse. These are few of the our alumni who got placed, and package of 1+ crore. These are our alumni working in MNCs like Google. They are working in Yahoo, Amazon, all the big brands. Let's talk about the ranking of the university. uh, we have been ranked second in first attempt. We got world's university with real impact ranking, and we were ranked second. And under Atal ranking of institution on innovation achievement, we have been ranked third. If we talk about sports achievements, extracurricular activities, you can see that 12 out of 13 LPU students created history by winning medals at Olympics, gold, silver, bronze. So moving further, congratulations all to on winning National Sports Award Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad Sports Trophy 2023, which is awarded annually by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. So moving further, Neeraj Chopra, 19th Asian Games, winning gold medal in javelin throw, Abhishek winning gold medal in archery, and all other LPU students. So these are few of the glimpses. If we talk about the exposure, LPU successfully hosted 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Dalai Lama visited our campus. So at convocation, then Prime Minister Shri Pranab Mukherjee with Mr. Hamid Karzai and LPU Chancellor Dr. Ashok Mittal. Then Finance Minister of India, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, Venkaiah Naidu ji, Gohar Gopal Das ji. Everybody knows him as Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone, MS Dhoni, Sonam Kapoor, Prabhu Deva, Sonu Sood. So these are few of the celebrities who keep on coming to LPU campus. So this was the Guinness Book of Record in the name of LPU for highest number of person doing bhangra at one place. These are few of the pictures of our infrastructure, beautiful infrastructure. We have in Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium uh, with the capacity of more than 2,500 people. These are few of the labs, our library, uni center, uni mall. We have, you can get all the facilities here, from your daily needs to gym, bowling area. We also have hospital facility available in LPU, we have 50-bedded hospital as well. So these are few of the pictures of the infrastructure. Lush green campus. This is the night view of our university. We have Olympic-sized swimming pool as well. This is shooting range, more than 20 badminton courts, basketball court, volleyball court. We have squash. This is the picture of our indoor stadium. Let's talk about study grant now. Uh, as you all are non-medical student aspiring for engineering, I would like to share with you that LPU offers study grant to meritorious student. Now, what is there in study grant? If we have our own entrance test also, that is lovely professional universities national entrance and scholarship test. If you qualify this test and you are among top 500 candidates of LPU nest, and you are preparing for JEE means and advanced, you qualify JEE means and advanced, and you got yourself admitted into any IIT or NIT. In that case, you just produce us your admission document, and if you are among top 500 candidates of LPU nest, LPU will give you one time 1 lakh rupees study grant to study over there. So this is another benefit which LPU is giving you. Now let's go live and discuss the eligibility and all other things. So we are offering BTech Computer Science Engineering, that is a regular program, and these are few of the specializations we are offering: full stack web development, machine learning, Android application development, robotic process automation, cyber security, Internet of Things, gaming, software, data science, UI UX, DevOps. And apart from this, we have some honors industry collaborative programs as well. So we have honors program in data science and data engineering in tie-up with Trans.org. We have
Excuse me,
an,
just sir. Are you going live?
yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
screen is
No, your screen, the presentation is still visible.
okay. Just give me a second.
Yeah, yeah.
So sorry.
No problem, sir.
Thank you for correcting me. I hope now my
Yeah,
screen is visible.
now it is visible.
Yeah. So see, firstly, you need to go to lpu.in, our website. If you want to check the information, you can get all the information there. Under admissions, you just need to click on after 12th program regular, and there you will find that there is written engineering computer science. Just click on computer science, and this page will open up. So here, as I was discussing about computer science engineering, we have honors program as well. We have cyber security and blockchain in tie with CompShare. We have honors program in full stack software development in tie with Geeks for Geeks. If we talk about the work integrated program, these are programs where more of practical is involved. On job trainings are there. If we talk about futurance, right from the day one, you will be having offer letter in your hand, a job letter in your hand. So these are few of the programs where which are work integrated programs, like AI and data engineering in tie-up with Futurance Technologies. Then we have software product engineering in tie-up with Culvium. Then we have decision science and machine learning in tie-up with Quantify. So these are view of the work integrated program. Then we talk about industry collaborative program. If we talk about collaborative program, we have BTech Computer Science Engineering in data science with tie-up with Upgrade. Then we have BTech in Computer Science Engineering in big data analytics in tie-up with IBM also. We have cloud computing in tie-up with Google Cloud. We have UI UX in tie-up with Imagine XP. We have DevOps software development and IT operations in tie-up with Xavier. Then we have few of the specialized program like artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then we also have international credit transfer. Under international credit transfer, there is 2+2 international credit transfer option available. In this, you will be completing your 4 year studies of BTech. 2 years you will be studying in LPU with LPU fees, and for rest of the 2 years you will be studying abroad by paying their fees, and you will get that degree from them. So now let's discuss the fee structure and eligibility. If we talk about regular BTech CSE, eligibility is you need minimum 60% marks in 10+2 with physics, mathematics, and English as subject. Apart from this, you need to qualify LPU Nest exam, as we discussed earlier. So if we talk about the fee structure of this program, fee without scholarship is 1,40,000 per semester. But yes, LPU offers uh, scholarships, and fees in LPU fees depends upon your own caliber, that how much scholarship you can get. So if we talk about you can get scholarship on the basis of 12 percentage, JEE mains, you can get scholarship on the basis of LPU. If I'm just giving you glimpse, if there are three cutoffs for LPUNS. It will be 400 marks paper. If you get tentatively 300 marks out of 400, you will be in cutoff 1. If you get 212 marks out of 400, you will be in cutoff 2. And if you get 150 marks out of 400, you will be in cutoff 3. So this is the fee structure. If we talk about important dates, now see, online registration started from 21st February. So slot booking will start from 1st of March onwards, and last day to apply and book exam slot for LPU Nest is 25th of March. Entrance exam dates will be 26th March to 10th of April, and result of exam would be on 15th of April 2024. And after that, there will be online counseling rounds, and round 1 will start from 15th April to 17th of April, and result of allotment would be 19th April, and date of admission would be 19th April to 25th of April. Now, how to apply LPUNES? To apply LPUNES, you need to go to admission.lpu.in. Here you need to register. After registering, you will receive your credentials through email, and you can log in and you can apply for LPU Nest exam, right? So fees for LPU Nest for male applicants, the fees is 1,000, and for female applicants, the fees for LPU Nest is 500. So I hope you have got all the information. So over to you, Bridipta ma'am. That was all from my side.
Thank you so very much, Rishabh sir. That was such an insightful information regarding our university. And there are certain questions asked by our attendees, and I'm going to ask to whoever person that falls into. So this question is, I think this question is for Sarveshwar, right? So sir, there is a question by one of the attendees that which specialization is like more in demand?
In BTech CSE?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The field of computer science.
In BTech CSE, there are around 2-3 courses which are highly in demand. That first one is that I'm just telling because of the student feedback. It is nothing like which one is the best. It is more about the interest of the student, right? So most students are interested into full stack web development as well as full stack Java development, and then it is AI and ML. These courses are also very getting very good response, and they are one of the peak courses where student needs to qualify to get into these courses. So because in the university we do have certain benchmarking, and we allow only the best ones to get into the full stack Java developers and ML courses. So this is the thing. And there is also provisions to go for things like Android development and in cybersecurity. So, but I will rate the first two the top.
Okay, well, I hope that answers your question. There is one more question, and this is the last question that we are taking for the day, right? So, there's a question by one attendee that how is joining BTech CAC in LPU different than any other university?
In LPU, we track everything the student is doing, and we do have collaborations with the industry. We have platforms like Code Tantra, and we teach language courses such as Python, data structures, advanced data structures, Java programming on those interfaces. And faculty keep track of each and every student through those interfaces, and we keep on pushing them to work on industry specific norms, and uh, we put our best efforts to prepare them for the industry so that when it comes to their fifth and sixth semester and their uh, coding interviews and coding rounds, they don't fall behind anyone, because right now industry is not like mass recruitment is not happening. So every good company, every good IT company has its own testing system, and or they have followed a certain specific industry oriented testing system, which is totally online, and the students are given tasks to qualify or to go through those tests to appear for the final interview. So we train our students on those platforms all these 2 years, so that in the pre-final year they don't feel any lag or any hesitance, right? So I hope I've answered the question.
Thank you so very much, sir. So, well, now we are almost coming to the end of the session. Mr. Sarvesh Chopra, I would want to say that your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and the ability to present it in a such an interesting way, I think that let the attendees have one of the most wonderful sessions that they have ever had. And on behalf of the attendees, I would want to say thank you. The people who joined late, they can see the recording in Lovely Professional University website itself. And I would also want to thank Mr. Rishabh Sharma for his insightful presentation on Lovely Professional University. I hope this webinar helped the attendees to make a better decision on their admission. I am obliged, and thank you so much for all the attendees also for joining this session. We'll see you guys soon. Signing off for the day. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Bripta. Thank you, Rishabh.